Hello everyone, I'm High Treason. I've got something different here. You know, I'm moving house. Well, this is my old house. This is my little fucking bathroom. It's not that great. But I like this wash basin. And it is the council's, but I mean, they're knocking this place down. I ain't going to need it. So I figure we'll take that out. So yeah, I never thought we'd see anything like this on here. But yeah, mate, I've never known that. When I was a kid, I used to want to be a plumber. So I actually kind of know what I'm doing with this. No joke, I'm actually pretty up on these things. So I have tools, I have decent amount of knowledge. So hopefully we're not going to end up with water flooding through my house and having to call out the fucking emergency repair guy to fix it. Because that would suck and I can't afford it. But we should be okay, because I mean 90% of the problem is just turning the water off to this thing, which it isn't currently. But we should be able to do that quite easily. Because it was put in reasonably well. So we have these little valves here which turn the water off only to this one wash basin. So in theory, if I turn those off and they actually work, the water should go everywhere, should go off. Of course, they might break and the water will just go fucking everywhere. I will leave that on, just so you can sort of hear it happen in real time. Which way do these ones turn? I'm going to go with that way. There you go. Water should be off now. And hopefully it's completely off. Well, we do seem to have a slight drip. Hold on. There we go. We'll have to tweak it a bit because they do a 180 these. Just leave that tap on. It shouldn't matter, that one's stiff. What I don't like is when they go stiff. Okay, that one's stopped dripping at any particularly alarming rate, so it might move slowly. But I do have some stop ends for it, so we should be able to cap it back up again. I would hope. Otherwise we're going to have problems here, aren't we? Right, so there you go. That's one thing you want to do with these is grip the actual fitting that you're taking off. I wouldn't advise copying me because really these wrenches are too big for these, but so long as we're careful we should be fine. I'm not going to use this wrench, I don't think, because it's just skipping over the thing. That's where you get to buying tools from, boys, is probably get away with it, but it's probably wise not to. So get another one. That seems to be a better fit. Now, grip the fitting good, tight, and there we go. That's got it. My wrench is now we are going to lose a bit of water, so if you do plan on doing this to your stuff, you know, wrecking your sink, then I would advise, you know, having something to get the water in. A rag around it will do, because I mean, like, the water's off. I mean, if it wasn't, we'd probably have water everywhere. I mean, I've still got the tap on up there, just to reassure myself that there is no water coming in, at least not at any rate that matters. And as a result, I should be able to get away with putting the stop ends on pretty loose, but I mean, I'm not going to. High Treason doesn't do a bod's job, even if I haven't got like really the correct tools and shit for what I'm doing. I pride myself on doing work properly. It's not good, I don't think I can grip that the right way. Should be fine, you just have to be careful. Can you see? Yeah, you can see. You can see my old toothbrush as well. Haven't used that for cleaning my teeth in years. I used it for cleaning everything but, I think. Okay, it's just the copper squeaking. I thought water was getting through then. These haven't been put on very tight, these. Oh no, it touches the wall. Check that out. What a bodge. All City Council, man. Gotta love them. I'm guessing they bolted these before they soldered it all in under the wood there. Right, now this shouldn't be too hard to remove. We've got earth wire there, which I'm assuming is wired white because I haven't dyed yet. And supposedly, as far as I'm aware, you're supposed to be an electrician to mess with these. I don't think you're really supposed to tamper with them, but well, that sucks, but I'm afraid I want it. And I think he's used one length of wire and loops it round, so we'll have to take it off both ends, I think. Unless the screw will come out, it should do. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, there's you can see the earth wire there. Because I don't know if this stands for other countries, but in the UK at least, all pipes must be earthed. Which doesn't seem like a bad idea to me. I mean, you wouldn't want to touch the tap and get murdered, would you? But, come on, you piece of shit. There we go. Wire off. And it should mean that these pipes will just come up on their without too much help. There you go, we've lost a little bit of water. But it's not running out all over my my board there. Some of it has run down into that space. There's nothing down there. There's like a wall and the toilet below me and the corner of the kitchen with nothing important in it next to the sink. And the reason I can just lift them is because if you didn't notice, they're on that flexible line there, which last time I did any plumbing those weren't really around. They did exist as far as I remember, but you never saw them. It felt like there was pressure then. I don't know what is this one. I don't trust this hot side. But there we go. That's those off. And before we go any further, just to be safe, you know, everybody will have their own order that they're going to do these things. We'll just put those up out the way like that. But I can't hear water running away. So what we're going to do now is, hope I bought the right size. I believe I did. We have these. As far as I know, procedure, you're not really meant to just bolt them to the top of these, as far as I remember, but it's not like it's going to go wrong. I mean, it's not having to contain a lot of pressure or anything. And watch out, you don't want the rubber washers. And you could probably use silicone with these if you want, or another thing you can use is soap helps, but I wouldn't recommend it for long term. I mean, I could get away with it because it's only going to last as long as it takes for me to get out of this house. So, you know, if it breaks afterwards, after the council's been like, okay, he's not fucked the place up, but he has nicked our wash basin, it's going to last that long. So if you're just doing a temporary job, you can use soap, like washing up liquid and shit. It doesn't want to fit. It's not good at all. We can leave them if I have to. It's not going to... Do these fit? I think they do. Do they or don't they? No, it does. It's just a bit awkward. There you go. Right. It shouldn't have to go on too tight, because if we over tighten them, I mean, we'll strip the washer off, won't we? So it's that fucker's too close to the wall. I got a solution for that. I recommend this because we could rip it off of its solder under there. Can always take the board off if I have to. Let's try and make sure they're clean. This is just the reverse of what we just did. You know, we got to grip the fitting. Well, never liked these pump pliers, I've got to be honest. Just a second. A minute to get this. There we go. Fucking pump pliers, man. It's probably the other way now, but I got a good grip. I'm not a pussy. You know, certain people on YouTube who have like massive channels and shit, who I do watch, and people say they're fake, and they're kind of like, you know, have slightly psychotic behaviour and stuff. I don't think you'd ever catch them doing anything. Let's test this. Let's see. Oh, fucking beautiful! Look at that. Not a fucking drop. Turn it back off though. So yeah, if that valve spontaneously fails for some reason, the house won't get covered in water. You know, that's a good thing. So I would say we've been successful up to now. I'll probably shut the camera off for now. I'll come back to you when we do something new, because you've already seen me fuck with this. There is one thing I will say with these, whilst it doesn't happen often, I have seen it done. And spanners magically shrank. That's the thing, this one's the opposite of the other one. It's really stiff and it seems to get smaller when left to its own devices. But yeah, these, it is like possible to actually cross thread these compression fittings. So I mean, just watch out for that, because I mean that could be quite expensive or just outright annoying if you know nothing else, when you have to put it all right again. And I will say, if you're going to play with the hot water and you're not confident about what you're doing, it doesn't hurt to turn your boiler off and always make sure the pipes are cooled first, because you don't want to do it and get covered in boiling hot water. That will really ruin your day. But as I've said, don't take anything I say as a guide on how to do plumbing, because I don't know how to do it to code now. You know, what I learnt was all 80s and 90s era stuff. It's changed since. And I'm not using the right tools or following correct procedures. Yeah, that's not spraying water out all over the place. I would say that was successfully kept. Like I say, I think code wise you're not meant to do it like this, but it will work. You know, that's gonna, if these valves spontaneously break for some reason, I don't know why they would, that's gonna stop my house flooding. They'll work long enough. The council probably won't notice, and there's other ways of doing it. You know, ideally I would have liked to have soldered onto the top of the pipes, but that wasn't an option. I don't have the tools to do it right now. I think I'd ask for a blowtorch for Christmas. And this will be on here really hard, so what we're going to do is, let me see. So it'd be clockwise as you're looking up. You might want to jam some in the plug hole if you're going to do this, but I'm not that bothered if it leaks, you know, because I'm not going to be using it anymore. And this is the trap here. This is what this part is called, and it basically, you know, you think, well, it traps water, hence why it's called a trap. Why would it do that? What's the point of that? And it has leaked a bit actually, so that wasn't even me who put this in. That's probably why. If I put it in, it'd work fine. It's testament. This is the first time I've been to B&Q since I moved in. Last did work. Nothing I've put in has broken. So I'm obviously not that bad. But yeah, these stop the nasty stink coming back up from the pipes and the drains and everything. So if we empty that of water, it might smell pretty nasty. It feels pretty nasty, all that nasty yucky gunk that's built up on it from water running down under the basin. They have a little rubber seal. Some of them fit differently. What I was taught is this wasn't the right type to use on these, but I never had any problems with them personally. I like the old ones because they used to have a little port on the front here, a lot of them, where you'd open it. The brass ones especially were a lot better. They had a little port, so they got blocked. You could clean them out easier with a pipe cleaner, or if you were taking them off, then you opened that bit instead of the awkwardness of these where you have to fuck about like this and you're inevitably going to get covered in water and gunge and hairballs. And let's put it this way, you can probably see it looks really quite gross. All that stuff that's ever been washed down that sink that hasn't gone down the pipe, there's a wire in there and that looks like solder. Don't smell too bad though on this, luckily, because it is just a wash basin. So it's all just soap and my beards and shit like that, and some sick and some piss, and that's about it. And yeah, now we've got to see about getting the sink off. Now we've got to be careful with this. I might have to get my mate up here to help me out. Is my screwdriver long enough? Not on its own. So I'll come back to you. Yeah, so this one's held in by 3 screws and 2 steel brackets. Well, they look like steel. They're not rusty, so maybe they're not actually the way they're going. No, they're steel, definitely. These screws are what screw the sink to the wall. So you want to take those out, but don't take the brackets out because the sink will come crashing off, which it may still do. But yeah, there's 3 of them on this sink, and they can be a bit of a pain in the arse to get to. I can't really get you a better shot, but I am taking them out, so we'll see what happens. I'm ready for if the sink drops, I'll just grab it and get my buddy to help if I have to. I might just get him to hold onto it anyway, because this is pretty much the last step for this anyway, for actually getting the thing off the wall. The only thing I would say otherwise is, let me get the camera off there, they are covered in silicone, so I am going to have to cut that, but I'm not too bothered about fucking the wall up, so to be honest I could probably just rip it and take the tiles with it. You know, we're not going to need the wall anymore, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's just something I'll throw in there in case somebody does idiotically decide to copy me on this. You can see that's up there, I need both hands. So yeah, what I might do, I'll get my arm in under there, so if the sink suddenly gives way, then it's not going to fall anywhere and smash me in the face, which would be quite unpleasant. Right, so you're probably wondering how progress is going. I would call that progress, most certainly. There isn't a sink there anymore, and yeah, anybody who's idiotic enough to copy off of me, I'd do that to stop the place from stinking up if smells when I come back up there. Got the copper caps off. If you're doing this, please reconnect Earth, because I'm not going to, because next time anybody comes in, that's all going to be, you know, that power will be off. And I know for a fact all of this pipe is copper, so they're going to be earthed anyway. You know, it'll be fine, nothing's going to happen. There's no power now here, so if it goes wrong, basically nothing bad can happen. And yeah, that's my wash basin. I decided to keep the trap because you never know when it might come in handy. You might have a broken one someday and then go, oh, I got that shit spare one to see my through. Yeah, I don't know what the plug holes grow in there. Paper clips, and it looks quite unpleasant. It doesn't really smell of anything, or my sinuses are too blocked. It's made in England, ideal standard. Yeah, I'm happy with that job. I'm calling that done. I'm keeping my taps, keeping the plug, I'm keeping fucking everything. And maybe we'll find a use for it someday, but not immediately. You know, on my treason, I thought it would just be weird to do something that wasn't computer related for a change. I'm going to put my tools away, find somewhere to keep that sink for now, and I'm going to get out of here. If I do upload this, then shit, yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.